Hello. Good evening, all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I think only 10 or 11 students only attempted the exam. What about remaining students? Keshav, okay. Nagabhushanam, fine. Gopala, Anirudh,
Sir,
Bhargav,
I'm only
Prajwal,
doing boards, sir.
Sri Lakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Did you attempted exam?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, I'm only writing boards.
In board also asking, exams, MCQ questions are asking,
Yes, sir. But I thought like yesterday's level was only for JE and NEET.
See, I gave two papers, JE paper and NEET paper. You must have to attempt one exam.
Oh, okay, sir.
Sri Lakshmi.
So when I asked you, like even I'm only giving boards, so
Yeah, Tanisha, okay, fine.
so I asked you if I should write any, and you said it's okay if you don't because
Yes, sir. You
Okay.
told
Yes.
like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was not writing.
but I'm about only Tanisha only she asked permission. That's what I gave her. Not remaining about remaining
Sir.
must have to attempt. Even you also Tanisha from next week onwards, you have to attempt one exam. Must have to attempt.
Sir.
Yes, tell me. Aryan also. Aryan, okay, you took permission, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And remaining, Ananya, did you attempt exam?
Yes, sir, I attempted both.
Good, Ananya, fine. And Anirudh also. Anirudh. Anirudh. Hello.
I
Anirudh?
also did not. Hello.
Hello.
So I also did not attempt yesterday's exam.
Harshita.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then Anirudh not attempted. Ask me. Yeah, you attempted test, right? Harshita, no. Okay.
So in
Yes,
JE,
sir, I attempted NEET
Yeah.
paper.
Yes. Ashmita attempted. Yes.
so in JE paper, would it be like 1 markers?
No, 4 marks for each question.
So in my, is it you gave 1 markers yesterday?
What is 1 marker? All are each question. 4 marks.
Sir, there was no negative marking, sir.
Yeah, why not? It having negative marking.
No, sir, we didn't have.
Sir, the rules showed each question contain rewards 1 mark and no, there's no negative marking. I don't know for what reason that condition was.
So I thought it was 4 markers.
Each
one
question.
mark.
See, each question 4 marks. If you write wrong, 1 minus 1. You will lose 4 marks and also lose 1 more mark. Totally, you will lose.
No,
5
sir, I
marks.
got 19 out of 25. They said I got more.
You got?
I got like out of 25 marks, not like 100.
No, it's 100 marks, not 25.
No, sir, I got 25.
Yes, sir, it's
Yes,
only
sir,
of
yes, sir, it was
1
25.
mark and there's no negative marking.
Just a minute, I will check.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No
got
negative
it.
marking, sir.
I got it. Did you go to percentage? Your actual marks is
Yes.
their percentage. Percentage is actually your marks. I think in examination paper, okay, fine. The program setup is problem, I think. I will change you that. Each question 4 marks now. 96, who is this? Keshav. Keshav and Nagbhushan got 96. Congratulations. Gopala, 92, fine. Anirudh attempted test. Bhargav?
So 76.
76. Oh, you attempted all questions? 3 questions
Yeah.
wrong.
3 questions wrong, 3 unattempted.
And Prajwal also same, 76. Ashish, 76. Ananya, 72. Kshiraj and Priyanka. Okay. Have to improve Kshiraj and Priyanka. Must have to maintain above 75%.
Yes, sir.
And in neat paper, Bhargav.
I'm
sir?
writing
Oh, no.
JE.
So
Yeah.
I'm writing JE, but just for the sake of practice, I've attempted NEET.
Okay, good, no problem. Right. And your highest marks is Bhargav, 136. Risha, 122. Harshita, 119.
I didn't write NEET.
Okay, fine. Who is this? Who didn't write?
I'm writing JE and
Okay,
CET.
okay. Okay, this is a paper. Keshav, you attempted both the exam JE and NEET?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got 165 marks, right?
Yeah.
Ask me. Okay, good marks.
Sir, I didn't know the timings for the NEET paper. Otherwise, even I would have attempted
Okay.
that.
You attempted only one exam, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. If you attempt one exam, also fine. Prajwal, you attempted an exam? Yeah.
So I wrote the JE.
Okay, fine. Sri Lakshmi, okay, not absent. Rishabh also present. Then who are absent? Tell me your names. Pratik?
Yes, sir.
Did you attempt a test?
Yes, sir. NEET.
Okay, good. Okay, fine. Anavadya?
Yes, sir. Attempted NEET.
Okay, good. Anavadya, fine. Pratik. Megha, you attempted NEET paper.
Yes, sir.
Priyanka also attempted. Ananya Mr. Okay, attempted. I think only 4 members. Sri Lakshmi, Tanisha, Aryan, Harshita. Okay, so next time onwards, you must have to attempt one paper, any one paper, either JE or NEET. I think it's better to go NEET paper. There most of the questions are CET level and board level only. This year onwards, giving 20 questions are giving in board paper also, MCQs. So it's must have to attempt one exam. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, you asked us to write the formulas and small definitions
yes,
on a
yes.
paper.
Did you wrote?
Where do we have to? Yes, sir. Where do we have to submit it?
Okay,
I
you
asked.
write and okay, you write and send to Harsha WhatsApp number.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Remaining student
Sir, can I send it by Wednesday?
by Wednesday. Okay, I will give 2 days time. Today Monday. All of you must have to send by Wednesday.
Sir,
Okay,
I have
sir.
already sent, sir.
Who is that?
So
Priyanka.
even I have sent
Priyanka,
last
good.
week itself.
Okay, very good. Okay, I will
Sir,
check your.
completed
Finished
it.
it. I didn't send it yet.
Hello, Nagabhushanam, tell me.
Sir, I completed it, but the number of pages were 12, sir.
I think did you wrote full notebook?
No, sir. I drew diagrams. I think due to that only.
Okay,
We
it's,
have taken so many.
that's your view that if you write like that, you can remember, right? That's your view. No problem. You send. That's fine.
Sir, I have really less pages, like
How many?
2 pages.
2 pages. Okay, fine.
A4 sheet.
So I have only written formulas which are needed.
Formulas. Okay, any definitions?
So I wrote like all key points and formulas.
Sir, I only wrote formulas.
Okay, fine. Send to sir WhatsApp number.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all of you send by Wednesday.
Sir, I'll send it Wednesday before the class.
Okay. Good. Your notebook. Which concept completed in previous class?
So I have a doubt from the test. One question.
Tell me.
Yeah, I'll read it out. What is the maximum number
Ah.
of electrons in an atom that can have the following quantum numbers?
Okay.
N equal to 4, M equal to +1.
Is this from the JE paper?
Yeah,
N equal to 4.
M equal to +1.
Okay, +1. So in N equal to 4, how many electrons can accommodate? Otherwise, check. Okay, 2n square formula we are applying.
Yeah.
So 32.
2 into 32 electrons can accommodate. So to accommodate 32 electrons, how many orbitals are required? 16
Yeah.
boxes are required, right? 16
Yeah.
boxes. What are those 16? 4s, 1 box,
Question number is it?
and 4p,
21.
it having 3 boxes. 4d, it have 5 boxes. And 4f, it having 7 boxes. Okay, here are, okay, 4, this all having n equal to 4, m is equal to +1. Here m value is 0 only. In p orbital, we have +1, 0, -1. Here +2, +1, 0, -1, -2. This orbital +3, +2, +1, 0, -1, -2, -3. So select with which orbital having only +1. n equal to 4. This all orbital have n equal to 4. M is equal to +1 is this orbital. And from 4d, this orbital. And 4f, +1, this orbital. We have only 3 orbitals.
So I understood. I thought it is only 3, but then there are 2 electrons, right, in each box.
Yeah, in each box, 2
Yeah,
electrons.
that slipped out of my mind. Sorry. I
So
got it.
here it will become 6 electron, right? Answer.
Yeah. I thought it is 3. That is why I had it out.
No. Okay, further, any doubts?
Sir, who
Yes, tell me.
discovered the hydrogen spectrum, sir?
Who?
So there was a question who discovered hydrogen spectrum first. So I thought that first usually in a hydrogen atom transition obviously will occur from 2 to 1, no, sir. So I thought it will be Lyman ultraviolet. But
First
the
line is
answer
from
was,
infinity to first, right?
no, sir. I considered 2 to 1 and I wrote Lyman ultraviolet. Then the answer popped up as Balmer. Then I thought, why is it Balmer? Then
Okay. In the hydrogen spectrum, which series is first discovered, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes.
that is the correct, ma. I think I didn't. There's a Balmer series. Because Balmer series is only visible series. Remaining series are not visible. That's what first discovered series is Balmer series.
That's what popped into my mind, sir.
Okay. The reason also, why Balmer series is discovered means Balmer series color lines are obtained. Rainbow lines are obtained in Balmer series. Remaining series, that lines we can't observe with naked eye. We need to use further spectroscopes. So the first discovered series is Balmer series.
Sir, is it the visible spectrum?
That is visible spectrum.
Okay, sir.
Because it's obtained in visible region, no? Okay, in last class I said no law of multiple proportion.
Yes, sir, that's done.
Okay, statement is completed. So you need to write few examples and
So you
problem.
just gave 2 points.
I think I gave only definition. Law of multiple
You
proportion.
only gave that quote when 2 elements combine, which can.
Yeah. That's the only statement. Okay. Now I will give an example.
Sir.
Right here example. Tell me.
Sir, I had a doubt. Can I ask now in the test one?
Yes. Tell me.
Sir, which of the following orbitals will have 0 probability of finding the electron in YZ plane? How do you do that?
YZ plane, right?
Yes, sir.
What are the options? Px is given.
Px, Py, Pz, Dyz.
Dyz. Okay, YZ, right? And?
Sir.
Okay, leave it. Answer is Px. Px orbital shape is this one. So electron density is present only on x-axis. No electron density on y-axis. There is no electron density on z-axis also. That's what you can pass one plane which can pass through y-axis along with z-axis also. This is z-axis. This is x-axis, and up to down you take y-axis. So in this plane only there is no electron density. If you see this plane, there is electron density. That is only Px. So for Px orbital, nodal plane is xy. Sorry, yz. Yz is nodal plane. So here only there is no electron density. Suppose py orbital. In py orbital, electron density is present on y-axis. So electron density no on x and z axis. So for py orbital, nodal plane is xz. For
Sir,
pz orbital, yeah, tell me.
sir,
Ah.
though the question seems to be a little wrong, sir. They should have said that which has the least probability in finding yz, because if we consider px is a 3D shape. So therefore it has some coordinates within y and z plane, no, sir. So therefore we should not say that the probability is not there. We should say that some probability is there, but minimum probability.
So the meaning of, but we are talking about a plane, right? Here given options is px is given, what given? Px, right? Py and pz is given. In px orbital, we have maximum electron density. Maximum, that's 90% electron densities are present on px orbital here. But where is the electron density? They're asking minimum electron density, right? Hello?
Sir, they told will have zero probability.
Zero probability. Okay, fine. Even in zero probability, in yz plane, there is no electron density. In yz plane, zero. That's only we are saying nodal plane, right? Where the probability of finding the electron is coming in that plane, I'm talking about theoretically, where the probability of finding the electron is zero, that's we are giving nodal plane. Okay, if we go through practically, there is a very, very, very less chance there is a presence of electron density on another axis. But mostly on x-axis, theoretically we are saying this is a yz plane is nodal plane. There is no electron density.
So then if it's like xy, then z would be the nodal plane.
xy?
Like if the density was on xy.
Density on xy. Xy electron
Like-
density is there.
No, sir, I'm talking about, like, for example, if it was asking the nodal plane, if the density is on xy, pxy,
Pxy.
then the least probability would be on z axis.
No, we don't have that axis. High electron density.
So he's asking that if instead of yz in the question it's given xy, then the least probability is for z axis, right?
No, that is maximum probability. You are confusing. See, given question is yz plane, right? Least.
Yes, sir.
Okay, their question is least electron density is on yz plane. So first you need to write all three p orbital. This is px orbital, py orbital. Okay, this is z axis. This is pz orbital. So this is a px. So electron density is present on x-axis only. So on y-axis, on z-axis, there is no electron density. That's what we are writing yz plane. So yz plane becomes zero probability.
No, sir, I'm asking if the density was on pxy axis, pxy, then where would there be zero probability? Like negligible, less density. On z, no.
Z not z.
Okay. So,
if you take
yeah.
pz orbital, correct. If you take pz orbital, xy plane becomes zero.
And if we take pxy orbital, z will become zero.
No, pxy orbital not exist. Either px, py, pz only, not pxy orbital. Orbital is either px, py, pz.
Oh. Okay, sir.
These are orbitals. For this one, nodal plane is yz. This one is xz. This one xy. Nodal planes. These are.
Okay, sir.
Your only probability of finding the electron density is zero. Hello?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, tell me.
Sir, I have a doubt. If we consider a 3D model of an atom and the origin is the nucleus, then how can we differentiate which side is the x-axis, which side is y-axis, which side is z-axis? Because it would be very hard if we are in empty space.
Yeah,
right?
you are correct. If you see in empty space, just we are saying this is a north, this is south, this is a east and west pole. If you go in 3D model, We don't know which is x plane, but they're imagining ma. Here xyz plane is imagining in the space. So wherever we are saying no, wherever the electron density is the maximum, one is considered in one direction. We taking as this is the x. In another direction, so 90-degree angle to this. That's we are giving y's. And another plane, z plane. Here we are giving. This is also 92 x and y. So there is an imagining. I mean, as assumed values only. In 3D model,
Okay,
that's what I'm
sir.
saying in spin-off electron also. It's not considered. I mean, we are saying one direction, we are saying plus, one direction electron spin, we are saying minus. That we don't have any reference. That's other assumption. If it is moving in clockwise, means that's we are saying plus. In moving in anti-clockwise, we are saying minus. But if you see in 3D model, in space, empty space, we don't know which is a clockwise model, which is anti-clockwise model. So if we go through like that, here also not definable, which is x-axis, which is y-axis, which is z-axis. This is only assumption planes, x, y, z. See law of multiple proportion. See here, when two elements are combined, it forms two or more compounds. Suppose carbon and oxygen combining. It forms carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. So mass of carbon is 12, mass of oxygen is 16. Here carbon 12, mass of oxygen 32. When you fix the mass of carbon atom and the mass of another element, bear a simple ratio to one another. So 16 is to 32 means 1 is to 2 only. This is law of multiple proportion. Suppose if I take sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Sulfur mass is 32, 2 oxygen mass 32, sulfur mass 32, here oxygen mass 48. Fix the mass of sulfur 32, 32. And the ratio of these two becomes simple multiple ratio. 2 is to 3 only. So this is called law of multiple proportion.
So we have to write this?
Yeah, I will write one example. Note down that. So the element carbon combines with oxygen to form two compounds. That is carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. In carbon dioxide, CO2, 12 parts by mass of carbon combines with (32 parts by mass of oxygen. While in carbon monoxide, while in carbon monoxide, (12 parts by mass of carbon combine with 16 parts by mass of oxygen. Therefore, the masses of oxygen which combine with a fixed mass of carbon in carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Or 16 and 32 respectively. These masses of oxygen bear a simple ratio of 16:32 or 1:2 each other. You guys completed first example?
Just 1 minute, sir.
Okay, next second example. Compounds of sulfur and oxygen. Sulfur and oxygen compounds are SO2, SO3. So note down here mass, sulfur mass is 32, oxygen mass 32. Here also sulfur mass 32, oxygen mass is 48. Fix the mass of sulfur atom. Then ratio of oxygen is 32:48. That is 2:3. Next example, compounds of oxygen and nitrogen. So here N2O, NO, N2O3, N2O4, N2O5. Mass of nitrogen here 28, oxygen mass 16. Mass of nitrogen 14, oxygen mass is still 16. Here 28, oxygen mass 48. 28, 64. 28, oxygen mass 80. It's 14. Fix the mass of nitrogen 14. Then it becomes 14 is to 8. Here 14 is to 16. Here 14 is to 14 and here 24. 14, 32.
So, but in NO,
40.
the mass is different from the others.
Yeah.
So the mass is
Here
different.
mass of nitrogen we are fixing. Actually 28, 16. If you take 14, only 8 no. Here also keep 14, 14, 16. You fix the mass of nitrogen as 14. Then it will become 24 grams. Now we will take ratio.
So isn't NO and N2O4 the same kind of?
NO and?
Oh, never mind.
No changes. Then ratio of oxygen. Ratio of masses of oxygen. So 8 is to 16 is to, yes?
N2O4 and NO2 is the same, right?
No, both are different, right?
NO2.
No, NO2 is a different species. Is not a molecule. It is a cation. I mean, positively charged species. This is not exist.
Oh, okay.
This can exist. This one we are called laughing gas N2O. 24, then 32 is to 40. So that is 1 is to 2 is to 3 is to 4 is to 5. It is a simple ratio. We can write one problem. Carbon is found to form two oxides which contain 42.9% and 27.3% carbon respectively. Carbon respectively. Show that these figures illustrate law of multiple proportion.
So, will you keep a test for this chapter also?
Oh, no. This week I will conduct one test, a theory test, not this one. Structure of atom.
Only theory, no numericals.
Yeah, some definitions, few numericals also. This chapter I don't conduct. It takes next month I will conduct a test on this. It takes more time. It takes two weeks or 3 weeks to complete this chapter. Okay.
Sir, is there subjective test for the structure of atom as you told?
Structure of atom objective completed. Next subjective test. 30 marks paper. Question and answers.
So is it on next Sunday then?
Yeah, in this week or Sunday. I will announce. I will tell you later.
Okay, sir.
So look this problem. Carbon is found to form 2 oxides. So carbon is forming 2 oxides. In the 2 oxide, percentage of carbon is given, which contain 42.9% and 27.3% carbon respectively. So remaining percent is oxygen only. First oxide, second oxide. So percentage of carbon. Percentage of carbon first oxide is 42.9. So second oxide is 27.3%. So 42.9% is carbon, means remaining percentage is oxygen. 42.9, 100 minus 42.9. 56.1. No, 57.1. 57.1%. And here 27.3. Remaining is 72.6.
Sir, 72.7, sir.
72.7 percentage. Yes. Okay, let's see now. I'm writing for the first oxide. 40.
Sir, 1 minute. I got disconnected. Could you just explain once more?
Okay, here question is given. Carbon is forming 2 oxides. So first oxide and second oxide. So here in the first oxide, 42.9% carbon is present. In second oxide, 27.3% of oxygen is, carbon is present. First oxide 42.9%, In second oxide, 27.3%. Okay, here remaining percentage is oxygen. 42.9. 100 minus 42.9 is 57.1% oxygen. In second oxide, carbon percentage is 27.3%. This is given, and remaining percentage is oxygen. We noted only what is the given data.
Thank you, sir.
Next, continuation. 42.9. You take percentage as grams also, no problem, or parts. Combines with 57.1 part of oxygen. Okay, then fix the mass of carbon here. I am taking one part. One part of carbon combines with X parts of oxygen. So X is
So
equal
that
to,
X would be 57.1 divided by 42.9.
yeah, that's 57. 1 divided by 42.9. Then calculate X, how much it will give. So it's giving 1.33. X is equal to 1.33. So keep like this. We'll calculate in another compound also. Okay, now apply for second oxide. 27.3% parts of carbon combines with 72.7% of parts of oxygen. Okay, then one part of carbon combine with X parts of oxygen. So here also calculate X. X is equal to 72.7 divided by 27.3. So then X is equal to,
Sir, weigh 2.66.
yeah, 2.66. Hmm, 2.66. Now ratio of these two is gives ratio of oxygen in both oxides is 1.33 is to 2.66. So that is 1:2 ratio. So it is a simple ratio. So the given data illustrate the law of multiple proportion. The given data, the given numbers illustrate the law of multiple proportion. Note down. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Next, fourth law is law of reciprocal proportion or law of equivalent proportion. Fourth law it is. Okay, before giving statement, I will explain first example, then you will get clarity. See, first I am selecting two elements, sulfur and oxygen. These two elements are combining with fixed mass of other element, hydrogen. Sulfur is combining with hydrogen, it forms H2S. Oxygen is combining with hydrogen, it forms H2O. Okay. This element, sulfur combined with the fixed mass of hydrogen 2 grams. Sulfur mass is 32 grams. 32 grams of sulfur combining with fixed mass of hydrogen 2 grams and it forming H2S. Next, don't take this. Oxygen 16 grams of oxygen combining with fixed mass of hydrogen 2 grams. Okay. Then when these two elements are combined, it bears a simple ratio or sometimes fraction also. That is H2S and H2O. What is the ratio here? H2S, H2O. Mass of hydrogen is fixed here. Here also 2 gram, here also 2 gram. And sulfur is 32. Here oxygen is 16. Mass of hydrogen is fixed. And then ratio of these two is 32 is to 16. 2 is to 1. Suppose when these two elements also combined directly, then it also maintains same ratio, 2 is to 1. Sulfur and oxygen, it forms SO2. I'm telling you, it's not only fixed ratio or simple process. Sometimes it uses fraction also. That is a multiple of this fraction. So here 32 is to sulfur. Okay. 32. It is giving 1 is to 1. So here saying it sometimes it may be equal or sometimes it may becomes multiple of this value. It is a 2 is to 1. It is 1 is to 1. Almost we can say it is a fractional value also. One more example I will explain you. Yes,
so
tell me.
that, it can be the ratio found, or it will be a fractional multiple.
Yeah, fractional multiple. It's a fractional multiple. So we are getting here, we are getting 2 is to 1, or if you take 16 is to 1 is to 2 will get. Here 1 is to 1 is coming. So it may be same or sometimes it is a fractional multiple value. Okay, first I'll write statement, then I will give example. Right. So this law is given by Richard. Richard. in 1789. So now see the statement. The ratio of masses of two substances the ratio of masses of two elements, also two elements A and B. Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt in the previous law. If I take a triple element compound, then how to write the ratio, sir?
You are talking about this one or previous one?
The previous one, sir.
Law of multiple proportion, right?
Yes, sir.
Once you read full definition, when two elements combines, they are giving only for two elements.
So, sir, it's not applicable for...
Not applicable. If you take three elements, it won't give simple multiples. So suppose one example you see C6H12 O5 is there. Here, okay, wait. Sugar I will take C12H22 O11. It is a molecule. It can exist. Stable also. So here ratio is 12 is to 22 is to 11. Can you say it is a simple ratio? No, we can't call it as a simple ratio. If it comes in 1, 2 or 3 is to 4, like that is simple ratio. But here we are maintaining double digits, 12, 22, 11. It's not a simple ratio. Okay, that is not applicable for bigger molecules. Very small molecules only it exists. So those laws are given in the beginning of the chemistry. I mean, that is only new developing the chemistry by that time. They not discovered any electrons, protons also. It is not applicable if you take many molecules and intermediate complexes. These all laws are failed to explain. So A and B, which separately reacts with a fixed mass of other substance C other substance C is either simple multiple or fraction of the ratio of masses of A and B when they react mutually.
Sir, done.
Okay.
So please don't erase it. Just a second.
Okay, then write an example. First 2 grams hydrogen combines with 16 grams oxygen forming 18 gram of water. Forming 18 gram of water. Next line. 2 gram hydrogen combines with 32 grams of sulfur forming 34 grams of H2S. I think he is not visible. 34 grams of hydrogen sulfide. So in bracket H2S. Next. 32 grams sulfur combined with 32 grams oxygen to form combined with 32 gram oxygen to form 64 gram sulfur dioxide. That is the ratio (32:32) means 1:1. This ratio is double of the ratio of masses of these elements which combine with 2 gram hydrogen. Hydrogen. So sulfur and hydrogen forms H2S. Hydrogen and oxygen it can form H2O. Fixed mass 2 grams of hydrogen we are taking. Ratio between sulfur and oxygen. 2 to sulfur 32. Oxygen is, okay, take H2 and it will be clear. H2 and H2S. to 16 to 32. Fix the mass of hydrogen, then ratio between these two. 16 is to 32 is 1 is to 2. Means 1 by 2. Means 0. That comes 0.5. And when sulfur and oxygen it combines, it gives sulfur dioxide. Now ratio between S and sulfur and oxygen. One is to 1, nothing but one value here we are getting 0.5, 1 by 2 means. So this value is double the value of this. So another example, nitrogen, oxygen and hydrogen. Nitrogen combined with hydrogen, it forms NH3. Nitrogen and oxygen, it forms H2O. And nitrogen and oxygen combines, it forms NO, nitric oxide. But here small confusion is there. Here 3 grams of hydrogen combining with 14 grams. 2 grams of hydrogen combining with 16 grams. But you have to make it fix. Here 3 grams. Here also you must have to fix the mass of hydrogen. I'm taking 2 grams, fixing the mass of hydrogen. Here okay, 2 grams of hydrogen combining with 16 grams of oxygen. But here 3 grams is there. This is a standard one. You have to change when 2 grams combine with how much nitrogen.
Sir, instead you can take 6 grams, no sir. Yes.
Okay, if you take this one 6 grams, then oxygen how much?
3 times the oxygen and 2 times the nitrogen.
Okay, no problem. By that also you can take and take the ratio.
Sir,
you want to take 6? Okay. 6
sir,
grams.
Nitrogen and oxygen, there are many compounds, right?
Yeah, we can take many other compound also, NO2, N2O, and N2O3, N25. You can take any value. I'm telling here, whatever the ratio you are getting here, there is no need to come the same ratio. It may come same ratio or sometimes it comes simple multiple. However, here we are getting here 1 by 2 means 0.5. Here 1 by 1 means 1. Means here this value is double this value double of this value. So like that here also we will get. Okay, fix the mass of hydrogen 6 grams. Then how much it forms? Nitrogen mass, how much we need to take? 28 grams, right? Nitrogen is 28 grams. Here 2 grams combining with 16 grams. Then 6 grams combined with 3 times 48 grams. Right? 48 grams of oxygen. So nitrogen mass is 28 grams. Here oxygen mass comes 3 times 48. Then calculate ratio of this and this, nitrogen to oxygen ratio. NH3 H2O. Fix the mass of hydrogen. 6 grams, it become 28. This is also maintained 6 grams. This becomes 48 grams. This is fixed ratio of these two. 28 is to 48. Fine, how much it will give? 28 by 48.
7 is to 12.
Okay, 7 is to 12. Further we calculate one value will comes. Zero 0.583. Okay, next, directly calculate nitrogen and oxygen relation here. Nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen is 14. Here we calculated nitrogen is to, okay, oxygen 14 is to 16. Calculate this value. .875. This value is actually 3/2 of this ratio. This is example 2. Okay, it's completed. 2 examples.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then last one, last law is Gay-Lussac law of gaseous volumes, or law of combining volumes. Okay, listen here. The scientist Gay-Lussac, he investigated a large number of chemical reactions which takes place in gaseous phase. And from the results of the experiments, he find that there is a better relationship between the volume of reactants and even volume of products only. That's only we are telling Gay-Lussac law. There is a simple ratio between the volumes of reactant, even with a simple ratio with the volumes of products. And here major thing is we have to measure the volume of reactants and products under the same conditions of temperature and pressure only. Otherwise, you will get different values. Suppose if reactant A and B, we measured at 25 degrees centigrade and 2 atmospheric pressure. At the same condition, we have to measure the product volume also, product volume. Then only we will get a simple relationship. See, suppose one volume, no, okay, one volume of hydrogen. Don't write, listen first. Means suppose this much. One volume hydrogen. Combining with one volume of chlorine. So same size box. This is also one volume. Combines. It gives 2 volumes of hydrogen chloride. So now it is 2 volume. Yes, no. If you mix 1 liter of water with another 1 liter of water, total it becomes 2 liter of water only. Same thing here also. 1 volume of hydrogen combined with 1 volume of chlorine, it is giving 2 volumes of hydrogen chloride. It's fine. It's very easy. Next example, you see. 2 volumes of hydrogen. Two volumes, big box I'm taking. Combining with 1 volume of oxygen. This is 1 volume of oxygen. Then this is 2 volume, this is 1 volume. Overall, it should become 3 volumes of product. But here he is getting only 2 volumes of water vapor. Yes. So once you see the here relationship, 1:1:2 only in the first one. The second example relationship is 2:1:2 only. What is in simple ratios only. Anybody can tell why here we are taking 2 volume, here 1 volume we are taking. Product should give 3 volumes, but it is giving only 2 volumes. Why?
Is it 2H2 plus O2 gives
Yeah, if you write
2H2?
balanced equation, you will get idea. So here 2H2 plus O2 gives rise 2H2. Here we are getting only 2 moles. This is 2 mole, this is 1 mole. Actually, we are expecting it to give 3 moles. No, it won't give 3 moles. It gives only 2 moles. See, this is only basic to discover or to determine the Avogadro number also. Avogadro's scientist hypothesis is there, one Avogadro's hypothesis. That hypothesis is generated from basic of this law only. Till now, they don't know whether there exists a molecule. They thought it is like an atom only. But there is a much difference between atom and molecule. We know that now. But in the 18th century beginning, they don't know about what is the difference between atom and molecule also. So from this theory only, they developed, hypothesis, Avogadro's hypothesis. They explained what is atom, what is molecule, how many atoms are present, how many molecules are present in given volume. Okay, this law is okay, perfect. In remaining laws having many limitations, and those are not applicable for some compounds and intermediate compounds also. But this is applicable. This law is applicable. Okay, first write a statement and then note down these 2 examples. Right. When gases react together, they always do so in volumes which bear a simple ratio which bear a simple ratio to one another. And to the volume of the product. If these are also gases, provided all measurements of under similar conditions of temperature and pressure.
Sir, sir, what if they don't form gases, they form solid?
Then there is no relationship with product. We have to take only reactants relationship. Okay, this concept is before introducing the mole. After this only the mole concept is developed. Just given a relationship, how is the volume relationship? Further, they're given moles. So if I write chemical reaction, you can understand very easily. 2H2 plus O2 combining with 2H2O. Here we can say very easily 2 moles of hydrogen combining with 1 mole of oxygen forming 2 moles of H2O. Okay, here you can understand. But before giving this mole concept, they followed only in terms of volume concept. I mean, you are saying if suppose their product is a solid product, then there is no relationship with product. We have to take only reactants relationship. Even in the example 2, see, 2 volumes of hydrogen combining with 1 volume of oxygen, it is giving 2 volume of water vapor. If it is give water vapor, fine, there is better relationship. So if it is giving liquid, is it gives proper relation? No, it won't give correct relationship. Same thing with the solids also, it won't give correct relationship. So note down last example. Combination between nitrogen and hydrogen. So here always 3 volumes of nitrogen combined with 1 volume of nitrogen. Always 1 volume of nitrogen.
So isn't it 3 volume of nitrogen?
3 volume, no, 1 volume of nitrogen. Always 1 volume of nitrogen
Oh, yeah.
combines with
3 volumes of hydrogen.
3 volumes of hydrogen.
Yeah, sorry.
Gives 2 volumes of ammonia. Nitrogen 1 volume plus hydrogen is 3 volumes. Use ammonia. Two volumes. Okay, it's completed.
Yes, sir.
All of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys, in next class I will explain about Dalton's atomic theory and Avogadro's hypothesis. Guys, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.